Hey, everybody. I'm so excited to be here with you for this presentation. Pretty short presentation, so hang in there. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy lives to focus on you, your health, and really your life. Ask yourself this question. Can a person really have a great life without great or even good health? And isn't the quality and quantity of our lives directly linked to the quality of our health? I certainly think so. And it's why I put this little talk together and asked you to listen to it to bring awareness to a very disturbing situation we've got in our country. It's almost certainly affecting you or your loved ones. So hang on, because this is about you, your health, and your life and your life of your loved ones. Like I said, this information is about you and gaining a better understanding of the threats to the quality and quantity of our health in the short term and into the future. Have you ever heard of the saying? It's kind of corny. It's like, your health is your wealth. It's really true, though, isn't it? I don't think we really appreciate it, though, until we or someone we know has a health crisis, or we get into middle age and we start seeing our health decline in ways that we maybe hadn't experienced before. Have you ever wondered about the healthcare system we have in our nation? Have you ever thought about how expensive it is? You probably have. That's probably a silly question. You probably have a firsthand experience of that. So, where are healthcare costs, doctor visits, co-pays, deductibles, insurance premiums? Are they headed higher or lower? Well, of course, they're headed higher. What about all the ads that we see on for prescription drug ads on TV? What about just the general health of most Americans? Do you see it improving over the years, over the decades, or would you say we as Americans are looking more and more unhealthy? Again, it's a pretty obvious answer. So a good question to ask is, why are we in such a mess? Why are we in such a trouble as a nation with our healthcare costs and our health status? Why is there so much disease, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, obesity, anxiety, depression, stress? Well, consider this next slide. I think this has a lot to do with it. Look at what Medicare considers medically necessary. So according to them, it says care that seeks to prevent disease, promote health, and prolong and enhance the quality of life is not considered medically necessary. Think of that. Promoting health, preventing disease, prolonging and enhancing the quality of life is not considered medically necessary. But isn't that truly what healthcare is? So Medicare, if you didn't know, Medicare leads the way when it comes to health insurance. Does that help explain why our system is so reactive and expensive? If nothing is considered necessary when it comes to preventing illness, promoting health, it should be really no surprise that people aren't getting the medical help until they've got full-blown disease. So it's like, we won't pay for oil changes for your car, but we'll pay for your engine when it blows up. Isn't that insane? I just really feel that that's just crazy. It's one of the main reasons we are in this terrible healthcare crisis in our country. So I hope you can see that the current medical model that's kind of led by this Medicare paradigm, if you will, or belief system or policy, this whole insurance model or medical system is totally incompatible with promoting health, preventing disease, and prolonging your life. And it's a trap for millions of people that with their attempts only to manage their disease. If we want to address the root cause of illness and suffering, we simply have to think outside of this system, of this box, if we're going to reclaim our health and reclaim our future. So I'm excited to be here. You guys are here so we can talk about this. So secondly, I want to talk a little bit about fads. Americans are kind of a little quick to turn to fads and gimmicks and shake weights. And here's an example of what was called an ab lounger a few years ago. Of course, they put somebody with, a six-pack abs on there who's in great physical health. And we're pretty gullible as Americans. We look into getting quick fixes and shortcuts and these types of things, but it's never going to get us the health and the life that we really want. How about this? Does this epitomize some of the problems in our culture? We can all be a little bit lazy at times, and so we can all be guilty of that, but some of us can be a lot more than we want to be. But anyway, that's kind of a funny example of how inactive sometimes we as Americans can be. So a lot of you may not recognize this gentleman. His name is Jack LaLanne. He was really a pioneer in the field of health and physical fitness. He actually was a chiropractor as well, which I kind of really take pride in. His era, he was really big back in the 50s and 60s, but he practiced great fitness and health routines, and he lived a long and active life well into his 90s. He's one of the many testaments the value of being active and really focusing on what you put into your body. He got into kind of selling juice machines later in life. He believed so much into that, and um, so he went on to again live as a true example of what can happen. Now, a person doesn't need to go to this extreme, obviously, but I hope it's an inspiration for all of us to really place more value on our health, because the return on our investment is truly priceless. All right, so let's look at who is ultimately responsible for our health and really the quality of our life. It really falls on us, doesn't it? But don't beat yourself up. You have to realize that in this great nation of ours, our foods, the foods that are most available, that last the longest, that are the cheapest, and sometimes taste the best, are often the ones that are the worst for us. Pizza, pasta, potatoes, all the things that are really, again, convenient, French fries. These things are sometimes the worst for us, especially sugar and all the things that taste so good. But next, look at how so many of us work and sit at a desk behind a computer all day compared to years ago when our jobs required us to be more active. It's a recipe for what we see today. The beautiful thing about the human body, though, folks, is that it's programmed to be healthy. And many, many millions of people have turned their health around from some very bad places and conditions. But it takes a plan, it takes support, it takes encouragement, it takes the right program, and it takes the right amount of involvement of our time for us to change our habits. Having information about our health is not enough. We have to be involved. Well, I'm excited to introduce a very successful wellness program and a wellness model that I want to bring to my patients and eventually bring to the Fargo Moorhead community, that's built on real pillars of health that addresses the major obstacles of people's health. It's a personalized, proven system that's based on the science of how our bodies cleanse themselves, heal, and strengthen themselves. It also comes, and here's the key thing, it also comes with the critical help of mentoring with health coaches to ensure that people get the right support, they get their questions answered, and encouragement so that they can be successful for the long term. People will not be on this journey alone. We all need a little help from our friends, just like Ringo Starr said. And it's within our reach of anyone, this program, of anyone who has a desire for change, to have a better life, whatever that looks like for you and whatever your goals are. Now, we've added this system and this model that works for virtually everyone so that you can continue doing for as long as you like, or for the rest of your life. It's not a fad with fake foods, fake science. It's a proven system that's helped thousands who may have been in your exact situation. Our goal is to help you create the kind of health and the best version of yourself that will bring you health independence for the rest of your life. Power of this model is that it addresses these essential pillars of health at the same time. The reason so many other approaches either don't work, haven't worked for the long term, is that they've most likely left out one or more of these pillars, or don't provide the support to help people be successful. We all need some hand holding because again, a wellness lifestyle and doing things that are healthy for us don't come automatically. So by including all these essential elements, we'll be able to help so many more people who haven't been successful in the past. So there is hope. Take heart. I certainly hope this has got you thinking. That was really my main goal. I certainly hope it's got you curious about what your life could look like 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or even a year from now, if you decide to take a chance and look into our program. What could your life look like if you were at or close to your ideal weight? Got off all or maybe a number of medications. You weren't dealing with the aches and pains you've been used to. You were feeling a newfound energy for life and things you've maybe always wanted to do. We've got one shot at this life of ours. Doesn't it deserve enough to give it all you've got? Don't you and your family deserve the best version of yourself and an abundance of years ahead of making incredible memories together? That's really what this is all about. Your chance to change is right here. What are you going to choose? What will you choose? Will another year go by without taking action towards a better you? I certainly hope not. Here's what you can do. If you're ready to learn more and want to make a change for the better, Let's get some information about where you currently are, where your health is, and where you want to go. We'll sit down together for about an hour and put together a plan to close that gap between where you are now and where you truly want to be in the future and where you want to live your life. Now, I normally charge about $287 for a full hour of consultation, but for taking the time to watch this video, I really appreciate that. It only will cost you $87. I know your health future is worth at least an hour of your time. Just call our office at 701-235-2700 and we'll get you scheduled as soon as possible. I can't wait to see you for your visit and come up with the right plan for you and your future. God bless you. Talk to you soon.